All right, so first I'm gonna teach you how to find iPhones, right? You're gonna go to eBay and you're gonna just type in iPhone. After that comes up, you're gonna go filter, show more, then you're gonna go to sold items. And then you're gonna see all the iPhones just being sold right now. But you're gonna take it a step further. You're gonna come up here to condition and we want used, search. All right, I see a used iPhone 14 Plus just went for $550. So the next thing you're gonna do is on your phone, you're gonna go to the Facebook Marketplace and you're gonna type in iPhone 14. And remember, $550, since we know it'll sell for $55.50 is what we're looking for. So boom, that's an iPhone 14 Plus, which honestly is better than a Pro Max. So we want to see what's wrong with it. It has a very small black dot at the bottom left corner. Other than that, it works perfect. It does come with a box and lighting cable. Let's see. Okay, and you're simply gonna boom, hit the is this item available. So we're gonna come over here and search for some more. Here goes one. This is new. This person is a seller. This person is a reputable seller. They've got a brand new charger. Oh wow, everything checks out on this. So I'm also gonna ask them, is it available? Now, what do you do in the event that it is available? In this case, at $475, you're simply gonna ask them, hey, what's the least you'll take? A lot of the times they're gonna try to stand firm on their price. This is a chance for you to slide in and use what I call the convenience factor in order to set you apart. A lot of the times when people are selling items like this, the reality is, especially on Marketplace, is that they're in need of some cash. So what I would do, knowing that I can get $550 for this device on even a platform like eBay, the type of person I am, I would turn around and sell it locally. I would say, hey, I got $400 for you right now. I can come to you. I would really use the convenience to my advantage. There are some things you need to watch out for, right? You need to check for the authenticity. So you need to make sure that you're not buying a fake iPhone, and there are several ways you can check that. On an iPhone, there's a number called an IMEI number, which any seller should be very transparent about. And so like this particular seller in the example that I'm showing you is very transparent about the fact and showing you the IMEI. Honestly, I can eyeball and tell that that's a real iPhone. However, if you cannot, then there are several lookup sites that you can use to do just that. Also, check for any physical damage, right? You're looking for cracks like that first listing we seen, the dot on the screen. That's probably why they have it so low. And in reality, you could probably use that as like a bargaining tool, a reason to deduct some off the price, even though they already have it discounted. But it all depends on who you're dealing with as the seller. You can get a device unblacklisted. You can get a device cleaned and wiped easy, although that will require more investment for you. And since our goal is to make profit, that's not necessarily gonna work, but I have to let you know that. Now, it should honestly come cleaned and wiped and reset, but just in case it's not, make sure you do that. Just like this seller in this listing, make sure you take high quality photos, show all the angles. Let's talk about how, when, and where you're gonna sell this item once you get it. So first, if you don't wanna be the type of person, because I understand ethics, right? A lot of the times people don't wanna lowball somebody for an item and then turn around and sell it on the same platform that they bought it from, which I understand. So what you do, sell it on eBay, sell it on Craigslist, or you can sell in other Facebook groups that aren't necessarily connected to the marketplace. Now, as far as your listing, right, you're gonna do the same thing that this seller did. This seller honestly did a perfect listing. Take clear images, multiple angles, right? You want to highlight that, hey, this phone has no issues. This phone is clean as far as the appearance. And you want to take some clear, high quality photos. As far as pricing, my rule of thumb on a flip like this, you always want to try to make you a quick hundo or something like that. So it's simple. Let's say we did get it for $400 like I supposed. You could throw it up there for $550 at first, but if you're trying to get it off and no one's biting on $550, go down to $525, then to $500, but do not go under $500. Also, always meet in a public place, bro. We see so many times on the news where iPhone deals go bad, people getting robbed, all that. Always meet inside of somewhere. My favorite place to meet is inside of a Starbucks or a McDonald's. And as far as taking payment, I prefer cash. People can do janky stuff with electronic methods of payments. I guess you could do Zelle, but don't hand them anything until that money is in your account. So to sum it all up, go Comb Marketplace, send a message to everybody who has an iPhone listed. In order to get it below where you want it, offer convenience. Tell people that you can pull up on them right now with the cash. Check the IMEI, make sure it's a real iPhone, and always always, be safe and meet up in public spots. So this next product is one I'm actually having no problem selling at all right now. This one's more easy to sell than the last product. So in this product, I'm talking about video game accessories, but a specific product, we're talking about the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 controller. Now, this product right here, this product is the classic case of supply and demand, right? And for some odd reason, ever since 2020, when the pandemic happened, brands don't just drop enough for everybody anymore. Now, we're in a situation where they just kind of drip them. Like on GameStop, they sell for $90, $89.99. But if you go to eBay and search this product up, you'll see the last sale, which was just yesterday, went for $180 pretty much. When you scroll down and you see pretty much sales on a product every single day, that pretty much means that that product is selling fast, meaning it won't be hard for you to sell once you get your hands on them. So now let's talk about how you get your hands on them, because truth be told, it's not easy, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and make it seem like it's easy. However, it is easy if you know how and where to go to get them, right? So I'm in a resale group, right? Like you see here on my screen, on this screen that you're looking at, I'm in a reselling group called Divine. Divine tells me everything that I need to know as far as getting my products. So if we check Best Buy, this is what you call a monitor, and the monitor pretty much crawls the website at all hours and tells you when something restocks, right? So this is the Best Buy monitor. So this was obviously part of that bundle. You can get it for $250 on Amazon. So it looks like they're sold out in Target, but they do drop on Target, Walmart. Okay, so they do drop on all the major retailers, to where boom, this tells you the day and time that it actually drops. And I'll have a link to this group below. Twitter accounts like this will help us determine when it drops. So you want to definitely follow somebody like this, and they'll let you know, hey, this is dropping, if you don't want to join a group. Who Man Deals is another one, and they are making a killing off affiliate links. But places like this will show you how to secure these items, whether it's Target pickup, Walmart. Items like that are gonna drop on specific days, most of the time, specific hours. A lot of the times what I've noticed is when people are at work or at school, that's when they drop. I don't know where the logic is in that, but that's just one thing I've noticed. So if you can stay in tune with that, then you'll fast track yourself to be able to get those. So that's definitely something that's moving quick and easy. All right, now the next easiest thing to flip for profit, you're not gonna believe this one. And this is actually used clothing, but not just any old used clothing. There are certain brands, which I'm gonna reveal to you, that are a surefire flip. And these items maintain their value. But bro, here's the kicker. A lot of the times, people don't know what they have, and they donate this stuff without knowing the true value. So that's right, you're gonna have to get in that car and get into a thrift store. So this is actually my thrift list, and I will give it to you. I'll have a link for you in the description of this video, but excuse me if I butcher some of these brands, but you get the picture. Patagonia, outdoor apparel, that's gonna be the mountain logo when you see it. If you see that, grab it. Whatever it is in a thrift store, you're gonna be able to flip it. You see, this is some pretty high-end stuff, and it sells for a lot. So imagine you picking this up for $10 at a thrift store, bro. It is very, very possible. And once again, you see this stuff selling like hotcakes, just a bunch of sales even today. So you know this stuff is easy to flip. Lululemon, something that I see a lot of women going crazy over. This stuff maintains its value. If you see that, you have to grab it. Madewell, Free People, Reformation, Rag & Bone, Aritzia, Levi's, that's worth mentioning, because if you find vintage Levi's, especially the ones made in the USA, they're highly collectible and they maintain their resale value, right? Coach, Ralph Lauren, Fry, whatever this is, Pendleton, Wrangler, St. John, J. Crew, Theory, LL Bean, Eddie Bauer. And once again, if you want this list, I will have it available for you in the description. But more importantly, you need to familiarize yourself on these brands, what the logos look like, because when you see it, you're gonna need to know to grab it. Best places to thrift: Goodwill, Salvation Army, local charity shops, local thrift stores. A good piece of advice is always gonna be to target thrift stores in high-end areas. Now, before you go thinking, how on God's green earth do I do that? You can go to Google, right? And you can Google income per zip code map, and Justice Map will give it to you. Censusdata.org or .gov will give it to you. Then you can search by zip code in your town what zip codes have the highest median income. And then once you figure that out, that's pretty easy. Now, let's say you don't have thrift stores, right? Garage sales, estate sales are a good place to look. Flea markets, these are like centralized locations where everything is. Make sure you inspect the items carefully. Look at the labels, look at the tags. One thing as far as authenticity, a lot of people make it this whole complex thing to determine if an item is authentic or not. You'll be able to tell by the stitching, but these, call them quality brands, have quality craftsmanship, even in the used state. So you'll always be able to tell. Some items come with serial numbers that you can verify. So if they have a serial number, Google it, find it, search it on eBay. Also, you have to assess the condition, all right? One mistake a lot of people make is not realizing that there's a button missing, not realizing that there's a tear in it or a permanent stain. And here's the reality. A lot of people will still buy this stuff, but you have to let people know clearly what the problem is. So when it comes to negotiation at thrift stores, that's not typically a thing because they're gonna have it priced, and I promise you, they're gonna have it priced way lower than what you would be able, they're gonna have it priced way lower than what you're gonna wanna sell it for. But if you are having to negotiate like at a garage sale, kind of use the same tactics from the phone, right? You're gonna start somewhere, leave yourself room for negotiation, right? So offer a price a little lower than what you're actually willing to pay, and then that way you leave yourself room for negotiation. Sometimes I've seen it work out like this. If you bundle items, like let's say I can sell these Ray-Bans for $100, right? And I want to offer them $50. I'll say, hey, if you give these Ray-Bans to me for $50, I'll buy the pen for $10, or whatever the case may be. Now, with the thrift stores, you always want to be one of the first people when stuff comes out. How you do that is you build relationships, and the only way to build relationships is for them to see your face. If you've ever had a job, right, especially a service job, when you get customers that come in often, you're automatically gonna be friendly with them. You're automatically gonna know them because you're gonna see them so much. The reality is that if you work, then you're at work more than you're at home. So you build a good rapport, you build a good relationship with these people. A lot of people tell you that you need to wash these items before you sell them. I personally don't think so, because if you don't know what you're doing as far as washing, then you could damage an item. So it's best to just sell it as is, exactly how you bought it. Now, you could take it to the cleaners to make them look better and get more, but that's the only time I would advise something like that. Also, once again, this rule is gonna be universal, but when you're listing something for sale, you wanna use good lighting and probably like a white or neutral background. You wanna present it really well. Take multiple angles, close-ups. If there's something messed up about it, take a close-up of it so that you're honest in your listing, so that people don't get suspicious. Now, let's talk about how to sell these. eBay is gonna be your #1 place. Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, all these places specialize in used apparel, being a marketplace for used apparel. So thrifting is more so a game of patience, right? Not every trip will be a jackpot, but as long as you're doing everything that I'm telling you, you will be successful. You won't have a problem. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments how this video hit for y'all. Tap in with me on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere you can find me if you want to know more info. Rico gang, I love y'all. We out. Let's get it.